Good afternoon, everyone. Today, I am Shivraj and this is Aditri, and we are here with Mr. Saurabh Agarwal, the founder and CEO of Proeffico Solutions.
Welcome.
So, it is a privilege to be here with you today. So, just let's start off with kindly give us your introduction.
So I'm Saurabh Agarwal. I am the founder of this organization called Proeffico Solutions Private Limited. Engineer by profession, spent 14 years in the industry, and then just thought to start something on my own where we can bring some value add to the ecosystem. And this ecosystem that I'm talking about is majorly the MSME ecosystem, wherein you definitely have a lot of people still doing the traditional business. So can I do some value add there and bring some digitalization to it? That's how we started, and then now this organization is helping not just MSMEs but startups, but even the established businesses with our innovation. And we are a 60 plus member team, 4 years into existence right now, and yes, going strong to have some transformation done across the industries.
What was the inkling that yes, I have to start Proeffico? Like, how did that idea come to your mind?
Okay, so there's a story to it. So I was in US working with Verizon, and I had to come back for my father-in-law's kidney transplant in 2019. That's when the Trump's first term was, and the immigration challenges were there. So my visa was under renewal when I was in US, but I came back and they said, okay, you have to do some more validation, evaluation of your profile. So I got stuck here for almost 3 months. So that's when basically I started coming to my brother's business. He's into pharmaceutical trading. So I thought like I should spend some time learning about what he does, and if I can value add there. So that was, I would say, the seed was sown at that time, because in that 3 month period I used to spend 9 to 4 here in his office, and maybe 4 to 12 some work with Verizon, just thinking I could help out whatever way I could for my brother's business. So there I did a lot of transformation, wherein their productivity of people was improved, the overall efficiency of the supply chain was almost like 100 times improved. So that basically definitely gave me some confidence that yes, there's a lot of value add that is required to be done, and a lot of people don't even know what they're doing, and they all feel that yes, what we are doing is just the same way everyone does, so this is the right way. But there are a lot of ignored problems which people don't understand. So that's when I figured out, okay, there are these areas which my brother was not able to understand, but I was able to figure them out. And that's when, because of that idea of improving someone's business, helping them scale, it kind of gave me that kick that okay, actually, let's do something on my own. And I had that idea that okay, if I have to start, I'll start something with this name called Proeffico, and that's how the journey started.
So how did you come to like AI? Like I will build AI systems to help other businesses. Like the helping can be done in form of consultancy as well, like providing advice and taking on an advisory role in an organization. But how is it that right now I have to start an AI? Like what was that?
So if I tell you like when I was in US, this startup India, Make in India definitely made an impact, because this government stressed upon it quite effectively, and marketed it well, and the startup ecosystem was flourishing, and the idea was to do something which is Make in India. How can we bring solutions which are truly made in India? So we thought that okay, when I come here, I started something on my own. I realized that there are a lot of software companies doing the same things, process automations, consulting. They all are doing it, but what is my value add? Where can I, do some differentiation? So that's when I realized that there's a problem of blue collared job people. The accountability issues are there, the availability issues, and these cameras are present everywhere, but no one notices that okay, they are being watched. But eventually, if they are being watched, you have to still feel that okay, are you accountable to the work that you're doing? But they were not doing the job as they are supposed to. They are like people taking breaks, not at the stations. They were supposed to do something, but they were not doing it. So I thought like, why can't we make these cameras intelligent using AI? So in 2022 is when this idea came, and then we thought let's build something out of it. We could have picked up something from someone else and delivered it to them, but we thought okay, why can't we build on our own? So that building on our own is where we started, and then we started with the AI solutions from that standpoint.
So it was basically like the inefficiencies involved in manual activities that moved you towards automation.
Yes, and then the other part was the people part here, wherein people were involved in this whole ecosystem. They were taking breaks. Let's say they were supposed to be here in office for 8 hours, but they were not there, and they were not completing their job, which was impacting their own solution or their own requirements to be fulfilled. So that's when, to bring accountability, we built this platform that we will make these cameras intelligent, and these cameras will only track people going in and out, and this will try to bring some accountability while these cameras are already present. So that's how basically we started. So AI was of course not known at that time. ChatGPT was not there, but we kept on pushing ourselves to do something on video analytics. So that's how it started. But then now we evolve AI to almost like in every solution we add AI to augment it as a co-pilot or add some value in terms of the speed or automation.
Okay, so then what are the challenges what you faced in a 1 year of establishing your company or before establishing your company?
Yeah, so one of the challenges definitely at a personal front is taking a decision. So that first step is something which is the most challenging one. So you definitely have to go through a lot of wars in your own mind of what would happen if this doesn't work, what would happen if that doesn't work. So all that discussions, debates happens just within you. But eventually, I would say step one was the most challenging, and for that, of course, I thank my family, my wife. Of course, they all were like fine that okay, let's do it. But then once you start something on your own, yes, you have to start with like having a team. It was just me doing something, and I initially hired some freelancers to start automating my brother's business. But then I had to start with the team. So that was the first challenge of how do I get the right person. Shall I hire someone who is really senior and he'll do everything for me, or shall I hire a person with the right attitude? So that was the first challenge of hiring the right people. Then of course getting a space, ensuring the ecosystem is there. Then you have the sales, like you have a project to work on. While I automated my own brother's business, but what next? So sales was another part which was a challenge. Then I got some freshers in the first year, just aligning them to my thought process of what I want to do and how I want to do was something which I took that as a, I would say, my value add back to the ecosystem, wherein I thought okay, I'll give away my brains to these people to have them become an individual who are able to lead with empathy and still be able to solve the problems. So I would say these are some of the challenges which I faced at that time.
Okay, so what was your thought when you started this company? Like very first thought that it will gonna work or it will not gonna work. What was your thought process at that particular time?
So thought was like if I was able to complete or achieve some outcome for my brother's business, I can do it. So that was the thought. So there was no there was no second thought. Okay, I'll not meet it. I said okay, I came from a job. Let me take the step forward and see if it goes well. Of course it will go well. If it doesn't go well, then I hope of course I can go back and do whatever I was doing earlier. I can still go back because I had that confidence in me that the way I've grown in my career, whatever I would have done there, I am a confident child there in that front that okay, I can achieve whatever is required. So with that same zeal and enthusiasm, I said okay, I'm going to achieve something here as well. So that's how this just started.
So you were very confident while starting.
So you earlier mentioned that Startup India was like an inspiring, has inspired you to start Proeffico. So sir, is there any like government support that you received during this from Startup India, or are you receiving currently in your work?
So basically, so there I would say it was definitely something which was great that okay, started UP or Startup India is there. But at the beginning when I came and I started registering everywhere, it was a challenge to even go somewhere and figure out what next. So the website was there, I was registering things, and then I was clicking on people clicking on these mentors, investors to see if I can get a meeting or there was issues on that front. So initially for first few years, I was not able to get any support, if I tell you frankly. But somehow Start in UP basically recognized one of our this video analytics solution, and we got incubated through SNU. It happened last year. It took almost 12 months to get their call back saying okay, we are going to support you. And then today, Start in UP is giving us the marketing grant. So we
You
have got,
receive funds from the
so
UP
we
government.
received that 9 lakh first tranche we received. So 3 lakh tranche was given. Now I had a review with one of their senior members. They reviewed our progress. Now they have given us a goal. Okay, if you achieve this, then we will get release the next tranche.
So do they also help you in networking, like connect the different you with other startups, like potential clients or potential like partners, etc.
Yeah. So basically, I would say that's something was another challenge that I realized after a year, because you asked for the first year.
Yeah.
So, but after first year when I built something, I got maybe a client through a reference or two, where I realized, okay, what next? How should I go out and tell people that I've got something which is unique, or I've got something which I can definitely help you with your efficiency improvements. So that's when I started getting some hints that, okay, you can join BNI, you can join CII, or there are like other organizations, so why don't you go there? So someone just kept on recommending me a few things, and I kept on going with the flow. Okay, let's try BNI first. Let's see how it is. That's first step where I maybe ended up moving beyond, I would say, my brother's circle and my own circle into a new world altogether of meeting new people. So yes, I started with that. BNI, like we are in the third year now. So that's something which was some recommendation given by someone, and it definitely worked for me. I got to know a lot of people. So that's one organization where I'm part of. Then someone recommended IIA. So I'm there as well. NEA, Noida Entrepreneurs Association. So I'm there as well. So
You are CII.
then UA was not for business networking. UA was more of a value add, because okay, I didn't tell you one more thing. When I came back from US, I started one more startup called Swachh Bharat Captains. It's into waste management. So that was around teaching kids around waste segregation, and I had some investments done because I was really passionate about the idea. But then I realized that in that you need a lot of funds, and I was not getting funding from anyone. So then I had to pause that idea. I have not yet dropped it. It's still paused. So then someone told me about it. Okay, there's a why are young Indians. You can do support like that if you have that thought of giving it back. So then someone recommended me, and I got into YI. So YI for me was more of how can I give it back to.
And I'm glad you did join YI, otherwise we would have never met.
Yeah.
So are you still investing that your first startup?
It's still there. It's still like I'm still in our minds, and some of our initial employees are also inclined towards doing
Well,
that.
it's a very good idea for the youth, especially.
Yes, it is. It was just like for me at that time I had वो बोलते हैं धर्म संकट कौन सा करूँ यार, अभी ये वाला एक है बहुत अच्छा है जो देश के लिए अच्छा है,
Yes.
but I need a lot of money
Lot.
to run that. Do I have it? Because I was not having a job. So I see like, okay, my strengths are in the IT industry. Can I just do that? So as of now, we just focus on this to establish it. And just I think a week back I was telling someone that, okay, maybe this year I want to get to a point where this goes in auto mode, and then I go back to that old Swachh Bharat Captains concept, and I run that. So it is still on the cards. Maybe next year we may start something.
It's your next step after Proeffico.
Yes, quite
So
possible.
what are the one of the hardest decisions you have taken till now?
As a founder
As a founder.
with Proeffico.
कोई भी अभी तक बहुत ज़्यादा
Like
difficult,
something
it
that
took
like
you,
you were at a
many
do or
days.
die moment.
Yes, it took you many days to think about like I should do, I shouldn't do, or something.
So I think one of the decisions that we would have taken, wherein I had to push my family to move out of a place where we were there earlier, and move to a different, this one. So prior to this place, we were across the street, in a separate place where it was rented and something was owned. But I got kind of moved into like a good amount of people, 13 odd members. Now we are running short of space. So I pushed the entire family to move out of the same space. So that was one of the biggest, I would say, decisions that was
Why you
taken.
have chosen like UP? You can go to like Bangalore.
Well, it's my family here. So I come from UP, right? So I belong to Muzaffarnagar. My family started moving to Noida. My extended family is all in Noida. So if we have to gather today, for a party or something or a function, we'll have 100 members just from the family. So my entire extended family is here, so I wanted to have this as a base, and that's how it started.
So moving on to Proeffico's business strategy and working. So please tell us like what makes Proeffico Solutions different from any other IT or digital transformation firm out there in the market?
Okay. So it's a very good question. If I tell you, I was also figuring out the same thing when I started my organization, because a lot of people said we have plenty of IT companies, they are doing this job for this much amount, they are doing this job for this much amount, you are charging this much, or what's your differentiator? So, so what I realized was that there are a lot of companies who have employed developers to code something for them, but they are missing out, let's say, some sort of a business understanding. Or let's say there are companies who know the business, they are building something, but they don't know how to get the solution done right. So there is a concept called DevSecOps in our world, where we also automate ourselves while we are automating businesses as well. So there are some standards, processes defined to ensure the development is right, secure, scalable, uh, and that part lot of IT companies don't understand. They feel that okay, they have to put some developers, get them some money, and then they will just code for us, and that's it. So the differentiator that I figured out was that for me, my own thought process around understanding a business, understanding how the IT solutions work, understanding how the team should be executing the work. So all these adds a lot of differentiator in me as a founder who is able to connect the dots and then eventually get the work done. And the work that is being done is a standard which is, let's say, followed by any big four companies. So right from day one, that's how we started. So that became a differentiator, that became our, I would say, scaling factor as well, because we were able to churn out fast because we automated ourselves. And then when AI get along and AI adoption increased, so we were doing AI already for quite some time. So we were able to then embed AI into various solution pieces wherever required.
So you were able to secure like a first mover advantage, like being automated from the very beginning.
Yes. Although I'm not saying I'm the first mover there, but I can say that yes, I am a startup which started something in that area, and we were able to quickly scale just because of those areas. While there may be some companies doing few things, but we were able to at least find our place. And today we are getting a lot of such projects done by some freelancers or some other companies which are not scalable or which are getting hacked, but they come to us and then we are able to help them out.
Oh. So you earlier mentioned that like your company mainly focuses on MSMEs. Like MSMEs are your core clients and basically what your company is meant to aid. So like what was the deciding factor that okay you have to focus on MSME as your core?
So look at it this way. So a lot of businesses which grow into a large business, they definitely get a lot of support from various softwares that are available in the market. They can bring consultants, but a lot of MSMEs, are those people who are like single owner company trying to do the job all by themselves, and that's what I realized that again I'm here to do some value add. So when I came back from US, my intent was not to just set up a business and be a billionaire or stuff like that. Right? So my focus was okay, how can I bring value add into the ecosystem? So I thought like this MSME ecosystem is something which is not touched upon. A lot of people don't support them, or everyone of course feels it's very costly to do it. And seeing my brother himself, having those ignored problems which he was not able to figure out, so I realized that that's the sector where we should definitely help them, because if this MSME grows, our country will definitely grow into a 5 trillion or 10 trillion economy. So that was the focus.
So, like, how do you think, like, how will people usually go for traditional business practices only? So, how will you think that your this Proficos, how will they impact and change their traditional methods into a digital transformation?
So it's a very good question. If I tell you, that's the same thing I did with my brother's business when I started, right? So they were using their own way of running the show. And everyone got the software to do the bills because there was a GST compliance required, and everyone wanted to ensure government compliance is important. So they just got that as a software to start with. And traditionally, everything is still this paper. So they may still be entering at one place and hand over to another person, he'll also enter it in one register, then another one. So they still have the same process which is manual in nature. But what we realized is that you cannot change everything in one day. You need to still augment the ecosystem and have them still feel trust in the system. So what we built was that we said, okay, we will not change what you are doing today. The software still stays as is. We built the plugins around that. At least in my brother's case, and then I did it from other businesses also. We said, okay, you do what you're doing. We will build the layer around it, and then we'll give you all the process automation that are required for you to do, so that your core thing doesn't change. Your core business methodology around using some way, is still there, and then we slowly evolve them into a new set of business practices. So it's a journey for every MSME, I can say.
You like ease them into the automation so
Yes.
that they don't feel too uncomfortable or
Absolutely.
too like
Absolutely.
expedited.
Because that's how it has to be. Otherwise, the business owner may feel that okay, my entire business is going to go for toss
Because especially for MSMEs, they are multi-generational businesses like grandfather, father, and then the son. So
Correct.
yes. So how were you able to like persuade them? How were you able to reach out to clients and market like your firm to them?
So see, you have to have a problem to recognize first of all, and that's what I realized, that I don't have to sell, I have to solve wherever I am going. So my focus was just that. So of course the references helped me to connect to a person that okay, they are in need. You definitely help them out if required. So there my focus was to understand their problem. That problem is definitely should be solved is where my focus was. So convincing is all about, are you able to identify the problem first? Because a lot of people out there are trying to sell a software, but do they really understand what the problem is? Are they really targeting the problem? Because I've met, like when our first outside client was there, we got to know that we were the fourth one which stayed, and we were able to automate their plant, manufacturing plant. Prior to that, there were 3 vendors who came with some softwares. They would have given the software, हाँ ये software है चलाओ जी, अब software चलाओ आपकी.
They did not provide help to them how to use
So,
the
but
software.
we kind of worked on identifying that okay, there's a problem to it. We solved it. How did we solve it? By ensuring the process is adopted by them, by the labor on the ground or the staff on the ground, right? So we did all of that to arrive at okay, we are able to attack a problem and solve it. So our focus was on solving. That's how we were able to convince people.
So do you have any particular target audience, or like is it open for like everyone?
So what we have seen is over a period of time of last 4 years.
initially आपके thoughts क्या आते कि मतलब मेरी target audience क्या होनी चाहिए?
So in terms of the target audience, we said okay, MSME is our target. So like distribution houses, warehouses, manufacturers, these were my initial area focus areas. Then we ventured into retail sector also, because there also it is all fragmented. You may be running 10 stores together, but they all are individually managed. There are no central processes. There are issues around that as well. So what we realized is that we are focusing on retail, manufacturing, distribution is what we have seen our overall target segment is. And with Viso 361 coming into play, now this has expanded our horizon, because we are making the CCTV cameras intelligent. So it is applied to, let's say, industries around education institutions. Let's talk about that, or societies, or even the law enforcement companies and agencies. They can also leverage our solution. So now the target segment has increased. But we have kind of focused our solutions right now on retail sector. Then we have got something on the manufacturing side, which can definitely help, because it's all around people tracking, people productivity tracking. And then we have got something around law enforcement agencies, which they can use. So we are evolving it, I can say. But retail and manufacturing and warehouses is where I think we are predominantly seeing our solution getting into play.
So today as we see that AI has become like a buzzword. There's more hype around it than actual value. So how do you like justify the AI solutions that you are developing? They are more than just the hype, and they actually help delivering value to a firm.
Right. So I still remember when I first pitched to someone, they said it was pre-ChatGPT days. So they said, no, this is something which is new. We don't want to talk about it. We don't think it's going to add value. But we were sure that the way we are enabling the ecosystem, you have to of course find a problem and then try to solve it. So one of the problem that we figured out was that okay, everyone has the infrastructure ready. are we trying to tell them, okay, change everything and use this, or are we augmenting it? So we started with the problem statement that okay, we are going to augment the current infrastructure which is there with the AI capabilities. And yes, AI is ever evolving. Even ChatGPT mentioned that it can make mistakes. Even we say that okay, whatever we are building, it is going to help you in reducing your manual surveillance. It is not going to remove completely. But yes, for us, like when we started building, we said okay, we have to perfect one use case, get it to that point where it is matured. Then we started marketing. So if I tell you, in the 4th year only we started our marketing team and sales team. Otherwise, prior to that, it was just me doing the job and our team was on the ground executing things to ensure the product has reached to a stability where we can sell it. So the focus was we want to make sure that AI is a value add for the people. Once we started realizing that value add is available, then we started solving. Otherwise, there's no point of just we don't sell like okay we have AI so it can do wonders for you. It doesn't. It has to be managed and worked out in a way that it is targeted and it is focused on a particular problem to solve.
So you actually just mentioned Viso 361 is like your latest product available. So what is Viso 361? Could you just give us an introduction to that?
So this product is about making your existing CCTV camera ecosystem intelligent. So what we call it as that we are going to bring autonomous surveillance to you instead of someone looking at the screen, watching the screens, or in some cases everyone has a reactive solution to it. That okay, something has happened. Okay, go back, look at the storage. Oh, at that time who did what? So it's more of a reactive response that you have today. So what we thought was we wanted to bring in proactiveness to the whole surveillance and autonomous surveillance is our focus. So this product helps you make these CCTV cameras intelligent. This can identify, let's say, you, Shivraj, is in a classroom using phone for last 1 hour. So,
Get it confiscated.
So it can be confiscated. So or maybe a guard is sleeping. We can sound a hooter. It can sound the alarm. Or there's a fire detected. It can sound the alarm immediately. So we are trying to bring in from the identification of like a problem to make it think. Is that a problem? If yes, then act. Then react. So we are trying to bring that automation around the entire surveillance ecosystem using this platform.
Understood.
So, do you have any best success story that really represents Proeffico's impact
For a client, like any
client?
story with a client.
Yeah, so I would say my first client was definitely a success story. It was, I would say, a client which was outside our family business. So you got to prove yourself, right? And it was a manufacturing industry. We understood the processes. We built the product. There's a product name is called Pro App. We built that product foundationally in such a way that it is able to scale and the second generation entrepreneur wanted that I want to change this factory, do something different. My dad has been using it in old way. So with his enthusiasm, we ventured into automating the manufacturing processes and in the plant. But it took me almost a year for his father to say, हाँ ये product अच्छा है भैया, अब मैं भी देखता हूँ उसको. So that was definitely something which was really good for the team as a moral booster because it was our first project that you can say out of the family business we started automating, and we even seen strikes there because of the solution, but we were able to manage all of it because people tend to push back on the new changes, but we made it as smooth as possible for them. So that was definitely something which still stays with me because I wanted to make sure that 60-year-old person is able to get convinced with the investment that they would have done in the automation. So they are still using the solution. That's the best part. But yeah, there are many after that. But yeah, this was one
That
basic one
was the
which
best
was
feeling for you.
yes. So at that time we were able to say that yes, we can definitely achieve results, and we are here. We can definitely do wonders for others.
So what is like the strategy you have made for like growth and scaling of Proeffico from not just like from a regional and national level, but also to an international level? Like what is the roadmap that you have thought of in your mind?
So yeah, so this year, as I said, right, in this financial year, we started setting up our sales and marketing team. So our focus was to start catering to one of the domains, do the replication in India. So for that, we alone cannot do it. So we are creating a partner ecosystem of system integrators, resellers in the country. So we've got almost 20 plus odd clients already, partners already signed up with us. So they are basically, they will be a ground force on the ground, taking this product to the clients that they have. So that's one strategy that we started with. Second was that we wanted to have international exposure, because this product is something which has good impact internationally as well. So we started going to international showcases, like I was in Expand North Star in Dubai last year, or there was a comics event in Oman which we did. So there we got a very good response on our platform, and so our strategy was to tap into Middle East, and then because we have got a theft identification solution, so in US that is quite prominent. So we are targeting US as well. So we are partnering with some of the resellers there, or some of the connects who want to become our distributor in that country. So we are focusing on Middle East and US region, and although we are getting queries from Russia, Europe, even Mauritius, so we are trying to figure out where to focus. But yes, but majorly Middle East and US is what we are targeting to start with right now.
So the Middle East and the US are like your stepping stones
Yes.
to like world domination for Proeffico.
Or yeah, or you can say Viso is where we are focusing on. Yes.
Yeah, you already use Middle East and US as a stepping
Yes,
stone.
yes.
Alright.
So, what role do you think a startup like Proeffico's play in India's economic growth?
Okay. So with respect to economic growth, I would say one of the key foundation is that you need to have the right people to run the country, right? You need the businesses with the right skills. So what I saw was when I got some of my few interns initially, I realized that there are still a lot of gaps in terms of getting them market ready what they should be. So one way that we realized was let's try to get the right attitude people and start setting up the team. But yes, company like us, we are trying to create leaders who can definitely lead going forward. At the same time, build a product which is global in nature. So bringing more export revenues for the country. So companies like us can definitely contribute towards that, and bring some name for the country.
Making a trade practice between India and foreign countries.
Yes.
So with that, we come to our final question. What is the legacy that you want to leave behind with Proeffico? Like 40 years, 50 years down the line, what legacy does this firm leave us with?
So when I started this company, right, the logo was Proeffico, and we said together, discover, prosper. I just had these three, components there. So my idea was that I wanted to bring people together. Let's discover whatever our own challenges or someone else's challenges there, and solve it to prosper them as well as ourselves. So my focus is that the next few years, or you actually mentioned 40-50 years, I am expecting that people who joined us now, maybe after that, they become leaders. They are running the organization with empathy. They are leading the way by enabling others, and they are able to transform industries like what we are trying to do right now, and take this company to a global level. I have envisioned that we'll have office in every country. So we are working towards that.
That, ladies and gentlemen, was our interview with Mr. Saurabh Agarwal. Thank you so much, sir, for giving us your precious time.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
It was a great time.
Thank you.